Welcome to the Rock Interview Series with host Thomas S. Orwatt Jr.
Welcome to episode number 91 of the Rock Interview Series. I'm Thomas Orwatt Jr. It is February 6th, 2024, and for this feature, I have music legend Brian Tatler as my guest. Brian Tatler is the founder, guitarist, and songwriter of the influential British hard rock band Diamond Head, which he formed in 1976. Recently, he has joined the legendary metal band Saxon. During this interview, Brian talks about the new Saxon record, Hellfire and Damnation, their upcoming co-headlining U.S. tour with Uriah Heep, his top 5 favorite records of all time, and much, much more. So here he is, Brian Tatler. Before we get started, please subscribe to the Rock Interview Series. Welcome to the Rock Interview Series, and look who we have here today, the legendary Brian Tatler, the newest member of the mighty Saxon, and also everyone knows him as the member of Diamond Head, who is one of the most influential bands in the history of rock music, in my opinion.
Pretty good. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
take that.
Okay, so Brian, thanks for joining us. Let's start off first of all by letting me tell you how great this new Saxon record is and how excited I am that you guys are going to be headed over to the United States with Uriah Heep for a world tour that's going to be starting on April 23rd. Hellfire and Chaos is called. And
yes.
So let's start off with you being in Saxon.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Obviously Paul Quinn quit the band, and take us from there. How did you become a member of the band?
Okay, so originally in 2022, they were due to play a festival in the UK, and they phoned to say Paul had got COVID. Would I learn the set? Would I be interested in helping him out, kind of thing? And so I said yes, of course. So I started learning the set. Then I got a call saying he's going to be okay for the gig, but thanks for learning the material. Then we toured with them at the end of 2022. We did 33 dates across the UK and Europe. And then in March of last year, I got another phone call saying, Paul Quinn is stepping down from Saxon. Would I be interested in doing all the gigs? And they said, we've got festivals coming up. We're going to South America, blah, blah, blah. And I, of course, said, yes, great. Because I'd kind of thought they may offer this to me. Paul may get COVID again. Paul may even leave the group. And then there we are. They said Paul doesn't want to do any more gigs. So I think he'd been saying he wanted to leave for a while. So anyway, yeah. So that's how it kind of happened. And then I just started learning the stuff for the first gig in July of last year.
Yeah. The first gig, like you said, was in July. What was that for? It was in Athens, Greece on July 7th. What was
Correct.
what was that first gig like for you?
Yeah, it's scary, a bit scary, because we only did a couple of rehearsals, and there was no sound check because we were opening for Deep Purple. So I would imagine Purple sound check maybe early in the day or something, but none of the other bands got to sound check. And so it was just a case of put the guitar on and go on stage and start, and I'm not used to I've got in-ear monitors, but I'm saying I'm not used to, we didn't have much time to sort of check balances and mixes, and I'm just not, used to playing with these guys and how they move around the stage and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot to take in on that first gig. But it was a fantastic experience, and then I felt each gig after that I got a bit more comfortable and started to enjoy the shows more and more as we went on. So
Yeah, and talk about a perfect replacement. I mean, was there any hesitation at all for you to take this step?
no, not at all. I'd been thinking about it for months. When they offered me that stand-in job, the Depp gig, I realized that it may happen. And so I thought, if ever they did, I discussed it with my wife and friends. And I thought, if ever they did offer it to me, I'd just go. I'd say yes, because I think it's a bigger band. It's a it's a nice challenge for me at this my age, to get an opportunity to join such a big legendary band as Saxon. When I've been doing Diamond Head my whole life, or so it feels, was great. Too good an opportunity to miss, and they just offered it to me. I think they wanted a British guy. They wanted somebody about the same age, and they said they wanted somebody sort of connected to the new wave of British heavy metal. So I'm perfect for that. I fit the bill, don't I? So it's not like I had to audition and there's 1,000 guitarists all playing.
Yeah. Over your career, have you had many offers to join other bands?
Well, I've been in a few other bands, yes, but not big bands, not name bands. I've played, around the Midlands a lot with different bands. I've done covers bands and tribute bands, and there's a couple of bands, original bands, but nobody really famous, not like a Saxon or anything. So I always felt I wouldn't, I've sort of missed my chance maybe to get a gig like this, because of as age goes on, you get less and less probably attractive to other bands. But eventually, I got a lucky break, didn't I? And I suppose I've earned this break, but I was grateful for the offer.
Yeah, you're definitely the perfect person for the position. Now, tell me about the Hellfire and Damnation record. What did that come into the play? Did you know that you were going to be recording a new record with them right away?
No, I didn't. All I was concentrating on was the gigs. The gigs coming up. So I just concentrated on learning the set. And then I think around May, June of last year, Biff said, we're going to do a new album and we want to get it out in time for the Judas Priest tour next year. I think they'd been offered this tour. So we figured if we can get it out early, January 2024, that would be the perfect time. So he said, so we need to get cracking. He said, have you got any ideas? If you have, send them over. So I didn't think I would be expected to write or involved in the writing, and but I said yes, I have, of course. So I'll send. With nowadays you just send a file over in 5 minutes, and it was as easy as that. And then he listened to my ideas, and I've got a lot of ideas because of COVID and all that. I've been working at home making demos. I like to write, and so whenever I come up with ideas, I record them, and hopefully they'll build into songs. But I sent everything that I'd got, that I thought would be okay to have listened to, and he picked 3 of them and said, "Yeah, I like these. We should work on these." And then I went up to Biff's house, where he's got a studio, and we rearranged the songs. He wanted maybe a third verse, or he'd say, I don't like that bit there, and we'd take a bit out and come up with new bits sometimes. So that worked well, and then I would go away and re-demo it and send it back again. And I think that's the way he likes to work. Nib sends him material, and Dog and Nigel, and he's got plenty to choose from then, doesn't he? He's writing the lyrics, but he needs the music, doesn't he, to kind of inspire him and to think, like, this one could work nicely with that. And I think he works on them a lot at home in his spare time. He tries to marry up ideas with certain music and how it might make him feel and things like that. That's what I've gathered anyway. And so it was great that he wanted to use some of my material.
Yeah, it's like I said before, it's an incredible record.
Thank
It's
you.
been the 24th release of
Yeah,
Saxon's, and in my opinion, I feel it's the best one, the most solid one. It's just so many great riffs in there.
right.
Every song is killer on there, and I'm hoping that when you guys play in the United States, that there's going to be quite a few of these songs in your set list.
Yeah, I would imagine. We've just finished the Carpe Diem tour, and we were doing 3 or 4, in the set, even 5 at times. If you got more time, if it's just a solo Saxon show, then we'd do, maybe 4 or 5 off Carpe Diem. So I'd imagine a lot of those will go out the set now, and the new stuff will come in. So there'll still be the classics, but it'll be mixed in with some of the new album, and we'd probably end up doing 3 or 4 off the new album.
You mentioned that there were 3 tracks that you worked on. What were the 3 tracks that you worked on?
Yeah, Hellfire and Damnation, Madame
Great song.
Guillotine, thank you, and 1066.
Wow, yeah, those are amazing songs. Did
Thank
you
you.
find it easy to work with Doug, the other guitar player in the
Oh
band?
yeah, yeah. Doug is the nicest guy you could possibly meet, and we worked really well together, and I was happy to help him, and he helped me when we were recording. We'd sometimes say we'd go up to Biff's to record all the guitars because Andy was unavailable. He was working on the Priest album, so we recorded it with the front of house engineer Jackie Lehman, and sometimes I'd say this bit goes like this, and Doug would say, "Have you tried this chord?" He'd have an inversion or something, and we got on really well, and I think we worked really well together. And if we do any more, I can see us getting probably closer and closer, and coming up with some good ideas in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the way you guys play off of one another. Like I said, it's really a great CD, and the Saxon guitar duo. It's always been good, but you
Yeah,
and Doug together, you are unstoppable.
thank you. But we try. I mean, there's some tough competition out there, but we try.
Yeah. Do you feel because of the fact that with Diamond Head, you never really got the success that you deserved? Do you feel that, this record is so good because you still have that hunger, to get that,
Maybe,
the,
and I
yeah.
do enjoy it. It's a passion to write, and I definitely know Biff has got that bug to write and come up with, the next great song. He's never, 100% satisfied. He strives even now after, like you say, 24 albums. He wants to write a brilliant song. It's so important to him, and I feel the same. I never think I've done enough now. I'm not going to do any more. I want to keep going. I have a craving to write something that's going to be brilliant. And sometimes you fall a bit short, but you keep trying anyway. There's a sort of hunger there that I'm a massive music fan, obviously, and I've been into it since I was a teenager. So you want to give something back. You want to be part of that list of great rock bands, great rock songs that live on and inspired me. So I want to keep going and come up with something. If I can, I'll come up with the best song in the world. But everybody wants to do that, but it's quite hard. It's quite tricky.
Well, I think with your other band, Diamond Head, you definitely did come up with some of the best songs. I mean, at least according to like Metallica, you did because
Yeah.
they covered a lot of your tracks over their career.
Yeah, that's been incredible, hasn't it? They've done 4 over the years, and yeah, that has been such a fantastic thing for Diamond Head to keep us going, but also give us credibility and kudos that we've written, songs that are worthy of being covered by the biggest band in the world. And of course, financially, it's been brilliant for myself and Sean, and it's helped keep the band afloat. All these years, it can give us extra access to the Metallica fans, and people constantly say, I got into Diamond Head through Metallica, and there you go. It's just been awesome.
Yeah, one of the things a few years back, I found out that when Metallica played their very first concerts in March 14th, 1982, they actually played 4 Diamond Head songs in their sets.
Yes, I've read that, and I've also you were talking about the Whiskey A Go Go show opening
Right.
for Saxon. So that's weird,
Yes.
isn't it? So at the first show they ever played, they did 4 Diamond Head songs and they opened for Saxon. And now here we are. They covered Diamond Head and I've joined Saxon. It's strange, isn't it? How it all works, how it all goes round.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. I'm sure that you were very pleased that Metallica decided to cover your songs and they're a big supporter of your band. But at any time did you kind of feel like, hey, why aren't we like as popular as Metallica when it's our material that they're becoming popular with?
No, I didn't, because it wasn't really, was it? It was their own material that they became popular with. They would just do Am I Evil maybe as an encore and things like that. And the big sellers of the albums, aren't they? Master of Puppets and Black Album and things like that. But I mean, it has been incredible to watch them rise from 1981. When I first met Lars, it was 1981, before he even formed Metallica. So to see that guy go from nothing all the way to the top is incredible for me. That's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it. And Diamond had stopped. Diamond had got dropped by the label. We split up. We reformed. We split up again. So we lacked the consistency. We never toured the States. We didn't come over to the States till 2002. So we missed all of the 80s and all of the 90s. And Metallica worked and worked and worked and built their fan base and their records up and up. So I never feel jealous or, I think they put the work in. And, I mean, I think it helps coming from America. I think it's easier to conquer the world from the base of America than it is from the UK. We've done it with Iron Maiden, for example, but Diamond Head couldn't do it. So that was it.
Was there ever talk of Metallica bringing Diamond Head over to America to tour as a support act?
No, they don't. They don't use older bands as support bands. They use the new bands. They always go out with whoever's hot new band. And I think the logic is, get their fans, the young fans of Band X, like, for example, Avenged Sevenfold. Then hopefully once Metallica come on, they will say, oh, these are good. So you've now made a lifelong fan of some 18-year-old kid, rather than if they went out with older bands, there'd be just 50-year-old blokes in the audience. So that's probably not the audience they're looking for. I think they constantly want the new young fans, the energy.
Yeah, well, I'm an old fan and I would like to see Diamond Head open, so just for the record.
Yes, I'd love to do it, but no, we never got offered that. We have supported them though. We did Milton Keynes Bowl in '93, and we did 2 dates with them in 2011. We did Sonosphere, UK and France. So we have played with them a couple of times, and I've gone up on stage with them, and I've done Am I Evil and done Helpless and stuff at other shows. So that's all great. And we came over to do the 30th anniversary show in San Francisco in 2011. But no, we've not done a tour with them, no.
Okay. As a big AC/DC fan, I have to ask you this. You were one of the very last bands to play with AC/DC when Bon Scott was in the band. I believe it was January 1980.
It was. Yeah, we were the last band. We were the support band for their last show.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the very last show. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I need like as much detail as you can give me about that particular show.
A need.
Yes,
And
please.
you say, okay.
Bon Scott, for instance, did you hang out with him? What was he like? Did
Yeah,
you
okay.
think there were any
It's a
issues
long
with him?
time ago, but I'll tell you what I can remember. So we got 2 dates. We did Newcastle Mayfair and we did Southampton Gormont. Now, at the Newcastle gig, I remember they gave us lots of time. I don't think the band turned up for the sound check, so the crews helped us, and I remember they tuned up our drum kit for us because they said it was out of tune when we started hitting the toms. Then apparently somebody had forgotten the gels for all the lights. So they had a massive lighting rig with about maybe 200 or 300 lights, and they're all white all night. So they put the lighting there, probably still did his show, but it just would go from white to white. And we sat out front and watched the show, and of course that was fantastic. But we loved it. We thought the lights looked great. We thought that's a good idea. We might do that, just have all white. When Bon Scott was watching us from the side of the stage, we noticed, we're doing our thing, trying to impress the AC/DC crowd, and we did go down really well. So that was a big moment for us because we knew they were all there to see AC/DC. It was sold out before Damnation was even announced. So, but we went down really, really well, and that gave us a massive confidence boost that we could turn an audience into fans. So anyway, Bon Scott's watching us from the side of the stage, and when we come off, he was drinking from a bottle of Jack Daniels during the show, and he gave the bottle to Colin because there was still some in it. And he said, "Here you go, have a drink on me," or whatever he said. And Colin kept that bottle for years because I think he probably thought this will be worth some money one day. And then Southampton again. It was a great show for us. We never played at such a big venue. I think it was like 3,000 people, and we watched AC/DC again because we're huge fans. I'd first seen them in '77 on the Let There Be Rock tour, and became a lifelong fan, right there and then, and it was awesome. But and then a week or so later, about the 10th of Feb, was it 1980, when Bon Scott died, and so that really felt so weird that we just met the guy and we were big fans, and he died, and it blew our minds. That did. So yeah, we ended up doing the last ever 2 shows. Really, I think what happened after they went to France and did a video or something. Maybe it touched too much, but it wasn't like a gig. It was just a live mimed thing, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so tragic and kind of amazing that that you had that opportunity to play with such a legend
Brilliant.
and their last show.
It was totally brilliant. 2 of the best gigs of my life. Never ever forget them.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Now, going back to the Saxon here, this tour that you're doing with Uriah Heep, is this a co-headlining show where you're both playing equal time? And so, okay, who's going to go on first, or hasn't that been decided?
I think it's going to switch backwards and forwards. One night it will be Saxon, the next night it'll be Uriah Heep. That's what I have been told. But yeah, it'll probably be the same length set. We'll maybe do hour 15, I don't know, hour 10.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing. What kind of influence was Uriah Heep on you?
I remember having the live album, 1973, with like a black and white cover, a double album, wasn't it? I liked that album. I think I might have got it off my brother. My brother was a fan, and he got me into a lot of bands. He would buy Zeppelin, and he would like bands like Gentle Giant and Can and Groundhogs and all sorts of stuff. And he used to take me to see bands with him, and so I think I got into a lot of rock music through my brother. But I didn't see Uriah Heep back in the day. I saw them much later on, and I've seen them at festivals and things, and we played on the same bill. And I've met the guys, and we all get on great, which is nice. So it's going to be good fun, this tour. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm especially looking forward to. I can't remember the last time that Saxon played a major tour in the United States, and
Right.
I think it's the perfect bill for it, and
Right.
I can't wait. I want to go to like as many gigs as I possibly can get to.
Okay, great.
I will. All right.
I'll see you there.
Okay, great. I've watched and listened to many of the interviews with you over the years, and you mentioned your brother being such an influence on you, and you have a lot of great musical taste, and you mentioned a lot of your influences during these interviews, and I've wondered, what would your like top five favorite records of all time be? Not to put you on the spot, but I mean,
Uh,
since like you have the right influences, I'm really curious to hear what your top five records of all time are.
okay, I probably think Kashmir is my favorite song of all time, and Led Zeppelin are my favorite band, and my favorite album is Physical Graffiti. So that's number one for me. Then I would probably go Machine Head because Blackmore was a massive influence. One of the reasons I wanted to play guitar was Blackmore, uh, Highway Star solo, and Lazy and things like that. And the solo in Child in Time was incredible. So I was a big Blackmore fan. Then after that, I really like Sad Wings of Destiny, the second Priest album. That's brilliant. That was probably a big influence on Diamond Head. I'm sure we nicked bits of that, bits of Victim of Changes and Island of Domination and stuff like that. I'd say Master of Reality is my favorite Sabbath album with the dropped C sharp and all that. I mean, I really like Sabotage, but I think if I had to pick one, it would be Master of Reality. And then from album number five, AC/DC, probably Let There Be Rock. I mean, there's other great AC/DC albums, but I'm going to go Let There Be Rock because it's just raw and it's feral, it's powerful. Love it.
Wow. I kind of I'm very I'm not surprised. I think that you probably picked like all five groups that I thought you would pick, and
Yeah, yeah,
that's really cool. What's your
that's it.
favorite uh record by Metallica?
I'll probably Black Album. It's probably the easiest to listen to, isn't it? It's so well produced. I could listen to that anytime. Um, I went to see them on that tour quite a bit when they played around the UK, Wembley and Birmingham and Sheffield. And after Master of Puppets is great. Uh, but yeah, I think I'd go with the Black Album. There's so many powerful songs on there. I saw them a couple of times when they played the album back to back as well, um, which was good. Yeah, I've seen them do Master of Puppet the whole album, and I've seen them do Black Album.
A lot of the diehard Metallica fans, don't think the Black Album is that great because it's too commercial. But I disagree, and I agree with you. I think it is probably, I mean, commercially, obviously the most successful one. But I
Yeah,
think as far as like listening to it, I think also, okay, well,
there's some
Brian,
great songs.
oh,
So
absolutely.
True and Sandman, and I liked Through the Never and Unforgiven. There's some great songs on it.
Are we going to see anything else from Diamond Head down the road? I mean, I know you're going to be
I'm
busy with
sure.
Saxon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm concentrating on Saxon at the moment, and we've had to pause Diamond Head probably for 12 months to see what's going to happen. What we've been doing, Diamond Head, is booking festivals, So we did some festivals last year, and two of them clashed with Saxon. So I thought I can't do that this year. There's so much stuff coming in. I can't just book a random Diamond Head gig in July of 2024 when it could easily clash with the Saxon gig. So I have to do the Saxon gigs. And so I've had to say we're going to have to pause the live work. We can still work in the background. We can get together and do songwriting. We can, we've got a live album that we recorded. We haven't mixed yet. So we can do things, but we can't just book gigs at the moment.
Would you ever entertain the thought of maybe doing a Diamond Head and Saxon show? Could you do both sets in one
Rather
night?
not. I think it'd be too much, too tiring. I want to be able to concentrate on one or the other, really. I think, maybe when I was 21, I could have done it, but not now, I don't think. I think it would wear me out. I like the
Yeah.
Led Zepp poster.
Oh, you know what that's from? That's from they were doing their US tour that they announced, and this was in the Buffalo News. And
Yeah.
let me get it. They put this out. The show was supposed. Can you see that? The show was supposed to be on November
Got
1st.
cancelled.
The day that this came out was the day
Yeah.
that John Bonham died.
Oh,
This
fucking hell.
Yeah, this was in the newspaper, and it was an advertisement. You had to send money in to get your tickets. It was really weird how they were doing it. And
Weird.
this day, if you look on here, well, actually, this is Thursday, so he died on a Thursday, Friday, right? I think it was
Right.
Friday. I think they announced it on Friday that he died, and this came out like the day before in the paper. So
Wow. It's a
I mean,
classic poster
yeah,
then, yeah. Nice.
yeah. So this is this is this is very special to me, and I make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
everyone sees in my interviews. But yeah, this is one concert I really wanted to go to, but I never had a chance
yeah.
to.
Would have been
Yeah.
great. I saw them at
Oh,
Nebworth, the year before. Um, but and
enter
of
the
course
outdoor, right?
I've got the DVD of that. But it was good to just be there and see them, and a lot. I mean, there was a lot of people there, so that was the last chance everybody had to see them, really, wasn't it? In the UK at least.
Did you see them at all before that, or was that their
No,
first?
that
Okay.
only that one time. My brother saw them at Earl's Court in '75, but he's older than me. So he was 6 years older. So I'd be like 15, and for some reason I thought it was too expensive. It was about £2.50, and when I was 15, I probably thought it was a lot of money, so I didn't go. Never mind.
Yeah, this was expensive at the time. It was $15 US was the highest price, which at the time was kind of high, but like right
Yeah,
now it would probably be like $1,000 or something with the
yeah,
prices.
yeah, yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
anyway, you you know, classic band, classic band.
I'm
Okay, I
sorry,
was
what were
going
you
to say,
gonna say?
did you see the O2 gig? Did you get that?
Yeah,
That's
and a lot of people, were reluctant at first. And I listen to that all the time. I probably like in the last 10 years, I've listened to that more than any other Led Zeppelin record.
It sounds great, doesn't it? Especially Kashmir. It's mighty.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I cannot believe they didn't like decide that like Robert Plant decided not to tour for that. I mean, it would have been massive.
And now he's not interested in the money, you say. He don't want to do it. He says he's too old to be, squeezing the lemon down his leg, and he's not interested. He's from this area, and he's happy doing what he does. He don't need to be in a band like that. He's done it. He feels he's done it, been there, done that, and not doing it again.
But what about the fans?
Watch the video. It's like the Beatles did the same. They quit at the top.
Yeah, that is true. But Zeppelin quit not when they wanted to, though. They were kind of forced to quit. So
Yes, but I think it's a respectful thing to stop when they stopped and not just get another drummer in. Every other band would have just got another drummer in. But Zeppelin said, no, it's four guys and it's not going to be the same. So they stopped. It's very rare, but it's honorable.
it is. Can you imagine, like, for instance, if AC/DC stopped when, after Bon Scott died? I mean,
Would have
everything they
been
would have missed out
awful.
on.
Yeah. I'm glad
Maybe,
they did
maybe,
it.
yeah, maybe it's because Led Zeppelin had already had massive success and AC/DC was just,
Yeah.
starting to
They were
get
just
successful.
about to have massive success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw AC/DC about a year less than like May 31st, 1979, and they were opening for UFO in Buffalo, and they were playing in
Okay.
front of like a thousand, maybe 1,500 people at the time. Not
Yeah.
not so loud at all. And as like a 12-year-old seeing AC/DC at that time, can you imagine what that did to
Yeah.
me?
Brilliant.
I mean,
Incredible. Never forgot it.
yeah, I never
That's
did. It
Highway
was
to
like
Hell too, wasn't it?
it was no, it was right before Highway to Hell came out. It was If You Want Blood, You've Got It was
Oh, okay.
released. Yeah, so
Right.
Highway to Hell didn't come out till a couple months after that. So they didn't play anything from Highway to Hell. They just
Oh,
replayed.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Well,
UFO, that was when shortly after Paul Chapman joined the band.
okay. I saw
Yeah.
UFO with Schenker in '79 on the Obsession tour. That was great. But
Wow.
we were lucky enough to do those AC/DC gigs with on that Highway to Hell tour on the end of the tour. You know,
That's absolutely incredible. Like you said, that's one of your greatest gigs ever, and you've played a lot of
Oh
great
yeah.
gigs over your career, so that says a lot.
Oh yeah. I reckon I've done at least 1,600 shows with Diamond Head, but and I've seen so many big bands, but those two gigs with AC/DC were, incredible. Probably a couple of my favorite in my top 10 of all time.
Wow. Yeah. What a amazing band they were. You know what? If you wouldn't mind, I just want to ask you about Thin Lizzy real fast. What did you think of them, and what
I
was your
like
favorite Thin Lizzy record?
I like Thin Lizzy, and I even did the Thin Lizzy tribute band for 2 years called Dizzy Lizzy. Um, my favorite is probably Don't Believe a Word. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm a fan. I learned probably 28 songs by Lizzy. And once I'd learned them, I realized how brilliant the writing was. I'd been a fan, but I didn't quite realize how good they were until I learned to play them.
Well, what did you think of their first three releases when that were more like blues oriented?
I didn't really take any notice till probably Jailbreak.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of
My
people did.
brother
Yeah.
had the first album with the headlight on, just called Thin Lizzy. Uh, but I don't think I liked it. I probably liked Rocker and Whiskey in a Jar, but some of the tracks I didn't really do anything for me. It was really things like Jailbreak and Boys Are Back in Town and all that lot that got me going.
Yeah, when they started being a real rock
With,
band before they were
with
more
Brian
blues
Robertson as
oriented.
well, the twin guitar, that thing really, really worked.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, Brian, again, thank you for your time and thank you for your insight. And thanks for talking about Led Zeppelin. That was really cool. Like I said, I'll see you on the road. Good luck, and
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
All right. See ya. Bye bye.